Did you know that adverse childhood experiences, such as abuse or exposure to domestic violence, is behind 30% of anxiety and 40% of depression cases in the United States? And the numbers are similar in Europe. You have lived through toxic relationships. You know the impact, not just on your emotional well-being, but on all areas of life. Now let's take that hard-won experience and create something better for your kids and your grandkids. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap on how to break generational trauma and create something new. I'm Emma. I'm a medical doctor. I have also lived through a 21-year-long relationship with a narcissistic man. The methods and insights that I will share with you in this video has already made a huge difference in the attachment styles and development of my children. This video will be divided into 3 parts. What is generational toxicity? How does it affect children? How do you break it for good? And in the end, you will also get a heads up on the biggest danger ahead, how to avoid it. Part 1. What generational toxicity mean? I come from a line scarred by alcoholism, narcotic use, domestic violence, betrayal, even suicide and murder. Sadly, this is not uncommon. Many people can trace these patterns in their family trees, often marrying into a family with similar wounds. This is not a coincidence. The Bible even talks about this when it says, I will bring the curse of the father's sin upon the 3rd and 4th generation. Now, I don't believe it's an actual curse. It's more an observation. What is not healed will be repeated. Science agrees. Let me share with you 3 cases published in the American Journal of Psychiatry. The first case, a young woman committed suicide by choking on an aerosol can. Her mother had never spoken about her past. She was a Holocaust survivor. She survived the prison camps by singing to the guards. After her daughter's suicide, the mother experienced a choking sensation that made it hard for her to speak, but she was still able to sing. That trauma echoed through them both. The second case, a 9-year-old girl fell into depression after her mother had abandoned the family. It was later discovered that the mother had been abandoned herself by her mother at the exact same age. When the grandmother and mother was reconnected, their wounds began to heal. The mother was also able to reconnect with the daughter. The third case, a man was hospitalized for suicidal thoughts. His father was outwardly accomplished, but he came from a family where 2 of his brothers had committed suicide. Generational trauma means this. If no one heals it, it continues to repeat itself. Part 2. How exposure to toxicity affects children. Their health. Research shows that adverse childhood experiences increases the risk of alcohol use, drug use, anxiety, depression, obesity, and even diseases like heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. The attachment style. How we connect and trust others is shaped early. If a child has to monitor the parents' moods to stay safe, it rewires the ability to trust, relax, and love. When I interned in child psychiatry, the specialist told me, I watch how the children play, if they are able to play, or if they are not, if they are hypervigilant, watching the adults. That's a red flag. Our parenting styles, authoritarian and shaming parenting, is often repeated in the next generation if we don't change it. I experienced this firsthand. As a young girl, my mother would spank me and shame me. It wasn't the spanking that hurt most, it was the humiliation, lying in my room, pants down, waiting for the punishment, and being forced to stay in my room for hours until I apologized for the right thing, not being told what that was. I internalized that shame and that feeling of being unworthy and unlovable. Do as I say, not as I do. It does not matter so much what you say to your children if you model something completely different in your own home, because they learn by watching and not by hearing. Parental alienation. In toxic homes, the children often align with the toxic parent, not because they are safe, but because they control the emotional environment. I stayed in my marriage for years because I thought that divorce would be more detrimental to my children's development and health. But in psychology today, Dr. Anne Gold-Bushu explains that in high conflict marriages, even though children may experience temporarily stress after the divorce, the long-term effects are often that they thrive. They need peace more than appearance. Love equals pain. When we grow up in a toxic home, when love becomes entangled with pain, that is often the type of love that we seek out as adults because that feels familiar. Part 3. How to break the cycle. Create a safe home environment. Even if you can't control both homes after the divorce, you can create one safe and healthy home. I know of a girl who, in her father's house, is very playful and outgoing. But when she returns to her toxic mother's home every other week, she becomes timid, fearful, and approval seeking. Even though she can't express it, she knows intuitively which home she is safe in and in which home she must shrink and diminish herself to be approved of. Show your children what healthy love looks like. Praise their effort, not just their performance. Our trained response when a child brings us a painting is often to say, "Oh, how pretty. But how about you try this? Look at the painting. Oh, you use both blue and green. That's a beautiful combination. What made you create this painting?" Be interested in the child, not only in what they produce. Model boundaries. It is powerful to say, "No, I can't play right now. I am feeling too tired. I need to rest for a bit. After dinner, if I am feeling better, we can play a board game." That models self-connection and boundaries. It shows to the child that no does not mean rejection and disconnection. Learn healthy parenting tools. When I became pregnant, I devoured the parenting books, trying to find new ways. You can watch my video about healthy parenting methods here. The biggest danger ahead. Here comes the hardest truth that I had to learn and accept. Breaking generational toxicity does not mean healing your toxic family. So many good, loving people waste decades trying to heal, change, and love the toxic ones. They are hoping for change, growth, and love and recognition in return, but that rarely happens. Change only comes when they choose to do the work to change, and that is very rare. Sometimes you must step away for your own sake and for your children's. Toxic family members will try to pull you back through shame, guilt, drama, or by becoming entangled with you, by offering to help you in different ways that would make you dependent on them. Don't leave your children alone with toxic family members. I had to learn this lesson the hard way. What's your next step? Is it creating a healthy home, learning healthy parenting, or setting your first boundary? Tell me in the comments. Let's commit together to building something healthy in the future. And remember, it is never too late. Even the biggest transformations start with just one small step. And you being here, watching this video, is a powerful step. Also share in the comments if you have questions or if there are any topics that you would like me to speak about in the future. It may become a video. I'm Emma, holding up a light over the bridge. Remember, there is always a way out. There is always a way forward. Please be safe, take care, and have a great day. I come from a family history scarred with alcoholism, drug use, betrayal,